Welcome to Zacama Primal Rage. Hope you're excited for some nice Naya Enchantress. Oh, yes. But before we jump into the deck tech, this is brought to you by mtgotraders.com. They have you covered for all of your big dinosaur stomping needs, especially all of those untapped steps whenever you cast Zacama. Oh, yes. Anyway, let's go start off with Zacama. So we have Zacama Primal Calamity. It's going to be 6 colorless, red, green, and white. Zacama has Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. Whenever Zacama enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all lands you control. Then for 2 mana in red, deals 3 damage to target creature. 2 mana green, destroy target artifact or enchantment. 2 mana white, you gain 3 life. Now, Zacama, very unique creature. Having that enter the battlefield untap step is absolutely devastating. I've been playing with Zacama, and unfortunately, Zacama falls into the category of sometimes he doesn't really make for a good video. If we get down Mirari's Wake on turn 5, or slamming down Zacama on turn 6, most of the time our opponents are they're very much like, we good. I've seen enough. I'm gonna move on down the road. So unfortunately, in my recording, I do apologize for the 3 short videos, but it's a little bit hard to get a lengthier Zacama video. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. There's just a lot of shenanigans, and as far as the actual deck itself, there's different ways you can go with Zacama. One of the ways that I wanted to go was to get Zacama out as quickly as possible and to really utilize the activated abilities from Zacama. And one of the best ways to do that is to go with an Enchantress build, because we can get a lot of card draw for enchantments pieces, which I'm going to cover in a second. And then getting down something like Serra's Sanctum allows you to pump it out really quick, or simply getting down, like I said, Mirari's Wake. But let's go and jump into some of the enchantment packages that we're running. Running a lot of the Enchantress pieces in here. Basically, I'm not going to cover each one. All of these we're going to get them on the battlefield. Once we cast an enchantment, we're going to draw a card. That's going to allow us to keep our hand refueled. We can keep finding other ways to kind of, we have a couple different enchantments we're going to put on some of our lands to add some extra mana. But for the main part, we're running 5 of these creatures in here, or technically Enchantress Presence is not a creature, it's an enchantment. But you talk about some good value if you get the Growthian Enchantress down, get down the Enchantress Presence, get some good card draw going from there. The main thing is we want to just establish a really good card draw engine, and you can simply get down one of these Enchantress pieces and you're good to go once you're trying to get down Zacama. Now, outside of the card draw element to the enchantments, we're also running some ramp stuff. So we have stuff like Wild Growth, Gift of Paradise. This is stuff that we're going to put on one of our lands to tap to get ahead on mana. Rites of Flourishing is going to be another way for us to keep card draw going if we can't find an Enchantress piece and make extra land drops. And then also, one of the ways that we can take advantage of getting down Zacama really quick is going to be stuff like Heartbeat of Spring, and then Mirari's Wake. Like I said, get down Mirari's Wake on turn 5, turn 6, you're getting Zacama down, and everybody at the table is going to love you. Have a lot of fun with that. Now, if we're going to be building or putting a lot of enchantment lands or land enchantments on the battlefield, we're also running a few mana dorks in here that care about untapping specific lands. So we have Arbor Elf, untap target forest. So let's say we have a basic forest, we start putting a bunch of those enchantments on there. We can use Arbor Elf to untap a land and end up with anywhere from 4 to 5, 6 mana in a turn simply using Arbor Elf. Same thing with Voyaging Satyr and Magus of the Candelabra. Magus, we do get into a weird spot. Let's say that we have Serra's Sanctum on the battlefield. We can use Magus of the Candelabra to untap that land. Or if we're going to go for Zacama in one turn, we can use Magus to kind of generate as much mana as possible, because that's exactly what we want to do. Now, outside of the utility enchantments, we're running some Voltron stuff in here to make sure we have a nice big Zacama for our opponent. Canopy Cover, wonderful card for any sort of Enchantress build, or really, even if it's not Enchantress, this is a great card. Enchant creature, it can't be blocked by creatures with flying or reach, except by creatures with flying or reach. And then it can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Now, it's not going to give it Shroud. That's technically hexproof or Shroud. It doesn't say that, so you can put Canopy Cover on there and then keep putting some of your other enchantments. We're also running Spider Umbra. We're running a few of the other Umbras. I just want to highlight one of them. Main thing is we just need that Totem Armor. Zacama's already a 9/9, so the the additional bonuses is always nice, but mainly it's in here for that Totem Armor, and then stuff like Alpha Authority. It has hexproof and can't be blocked except by one creature, so it will allow us to kind of push through some really good trample damage. Outside of this, we have Ancestral Mask and Predatory Urge. Ancestral Mask is usually, depending on your board state, you kind of get it on Zacama, and that +2/+2 is probably going to be enough to get some good commander damage in, or maybe go for a solid commander damage win with one swing. And same thing with Predatory Urge. So Zacama does have Vigilance. We can put Predatory Urge on Zacama, declare it as attacker, and then before we go to blockers, tap it and have it fight another target creature. You're looking at a 9/9 body with additional bonuses on there, so that fight ability is usually not going to be enough to kind of kill it. Now, one of the things that we do want to give Zacama as soon as it enters the battlefield is haste. We want to swing at our opponent as quickly as possible. So we have Concordant Crossroads, Fires of Yavimaya, Hammer of Porphyros. These are all great ways to give our creatures haste, and especially with some of our mana dorks, you know, stuff like Arbor Elf. If we draw it into, you know, kind of mid-game or something like that, and we really want to untap Serra Sanctum, having one of these on the battlefield is going to allow us to utilize our utility creatures and then use Zacama as soon as it enters the battlefield. One of the things that we do want to do is really set up a really nice attack step, and we can also do that with a bunch of enchantments. So we're running Xenagos, enters the battlefield. Hopefully we can get Devotion online, but the main part is target creature gets +X/+X, where X is that creature's power, and it gains haste. So Zacama's a 9/9. Next thing you know, you're swinging in with an 18/18 Zacama. Pretty good stuff right there. Berserker's Onslaught is going to give our attacking creatures double strike, and the God of Victory is going to make sure that damage being dealt to our creatures wouldn't be dealt, and that they have minutes. So it's going to be a little bit hard to block Zacama with a big old 9/9 creature over there. Now, as far as White's role in the actual deck, there's not... Oh, excuse me. Sorry, got a little ahead of myself. We still have two more. So we've Aggravated Assault. This is another good thing to dump some of your mana in. Let's say you cast Zacama. It has haste already. You need something to do with that mana that you just untapped. Dump it into Aggravated Assault and keep swinging in. And the same thing with the War Leader. You can get down Zacama, use that extra mana to go for the War Leader, swing in, and have a ton of fun. Now, as far as White's role in the deck this time, we have a couple good White cards in here. With Replenish, let's say that something happens to some of our enchantments. They all go to the graveyard. They all get destroyed. 4 mana, bring them all back. Wonderful card. Serra Sanctum is pretty much kind of the glue that holds this deck together. This is always going to be the... we have a couple different ways to search up lands in here, and it's pretty much always going to be your target, or if you see it in your opening hand, it's pretty much an auto keep. And then with the Idyllic Tutor, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it into your hand. We're also running Academy Rector and Overwhelming Splendor. Academy Rector can grab, you know, any utility enchantment that we want, but if something does happen to it very early on, we can search up Overwhelming Splendor, get it down. And also, we're running Serra Sanctum. We get in a spot that we can simply just hard cast Overwhelming Splendor. You know, our commander costs 9 mana, so it's really not that crazy that we're going to be able to go for that. Now, outside of the White help cards, we do have some enchantment utility creatures, or not creatures, excuse me, utility cards that kind of give us an alternative win condition or give us some extra protection. Symbol of the Legion, love this card. It's one of my favorite commander cards. Get a muster counter on it, get a 1/1 red soldier token, and then 2. Then 3, then 4, then 5, so you can start really building up a nice army. Privileged Position and then Sterling Grove are great ways to make sure our enchantments stay protected, and then with Sterling Grove having that good activated ability, search your library for an enchantment card, put it on top of it. It's a good way to kind of search up something like Xenagos before you're going to go for that. Let's say we can get down Sterling Grove, protect our enchantments, and then late game we're getting ready to go for Zacama, sacrifice it, and then search up whatever sort of utility enchantment that we need. We're also running Karmic Justice and Nature's Will. Karmic Justice is going to allow us to at least kind of keep the playing field a little bit even if our opponent wants to destroy some of our stuff. And then Nature's Will, just to add insult to injury, whenever one or creatures you deal combat damage player, tap all lands that player controls and untap all your lands you control. Now, there are a few cards that I'm running in here that allow us to really take advantage of a mana sink, and that's going to be some X spells. I decided to run with kind of more some damage spells. I'm actually not running Fall of Titans, Fall of the Titans in the deck. I might make some more room for it once I get a little bit more playtesting going. But these are all going to be great ways for once you cast Zacama. Let's say you don't really have any Voltron pieces to go for. You can go for Clan Defiance, tap out, deal X damage to target creature, player, choose one or more. Same thing with Aurelia's Fury. You can target a few creatures to make sure they can't block. Now, the good thing with Fall of Titans is that it's instant speed and it does have Surge. So, what you can do, let's say that you're going to swing in with Zacama. You're swinging with an 18/18. You don't have enough commander damage to close it out, but your opponent's going to take that step hoping that they can draw into something next turn. So let's say they take a really big chunk of damage. Since you do have the Surge online, you can use that Fall of Titans to deal enough lethal damage to kind of close it out. So if you're running Zacama, I would highly suggest running one of these cards. Maybe not Clan of Defiance. I might end up swapping Fall of Titans for that one. But just kind of testing it out. You just want to have something to dump a bunch of mana into. And, you know, if you want to get your Johnny going and you want to get something like Genesis Wave, go for it. That would definitely be a good thing. But usually, if you're getting down Zacama, you're going to have that untapped step. You want to close it out the turn you're getting down Zacama, or especially in 1-versus-1 commander. So definitely want to use something like this to kind of dump some extra mana into. But that's going to be the deck tech. I do have 3 gameplay videos up for you right now if you want to go check them out. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.